Today I'm going to be talking about something that's very difficult for me to talk about, very emotional and straight from the heart. I went from using crystal meth in my early 20s, late teens, to becoming a multi-millionaire. And I'm going to share my story with you here today. Let's get right into it. From East LA to the hills of Rancho Cucamonga, I'm going to show you how I went from being broke to being rich. The reason I decided to talk about this topic is because I know there's a lot of people out there that are still suffering from meth abuse, from cocaine, from alcoholism, from smoking weed every day and all day, which is now apparently a thing to do. It really clouds your mind. You're not going to be able to be massively successful unless you can break free. The way I got addicted on crystal meth, and what we call it in the streets is smoking dope, is running with the wrong crowd, letting them intimidate you and letting them brainwash you to thinking that it's the thing to do. Before you know it, you're addicted, you're stuck on it, and it's not a good feeling. Half the time you spend up in the clouds, the other half the time you literally spend stuck in hell internally. You feel like Superman for a few minutes until you don't. I got into it back in my late teens, and I was stuck on this stuff for literally 4 years. Mom noticed that I was losing my mind, and she would always complain to my older brother, who was like my father figure at the time. And he didn't take her serious. He was never around and he didn't understand. He underestimated how deep I was involved in it. Finally, when he noticed how bad it really was, he came and pulled me out of Mom's house, took me to live with him in North Montana for a couple of weeks. And I'll never forget, and I'm always gonna be in debt to him for that, because he took a couple of weeks off of work to make sure that I sobered up. And I'll tell you guys, it was like demons and devils coming out of me for literally for a week. Started getting healthy. They put me into a rehab center. I was there for a few weeks. Finally, reality started setting in, and I started thinking to myself, what am I doing here wasting my time in a rehab when life is beautiful, when I have so much ahead of me, I have so much ambition that's just trying to come out, and I have so much fire and fight in me. I'm just wasting my time in this rehab center. So I checked myself out of rehab. I decided to just to leave that life behind, because life is so beautiful. There's so much money, so much happiness, so much traveling, family to enjoy. And it was just time to leave all that behind. I'm 38 years old now. Now as a success, I look back and I realize that anybody that's stuck and caught in an addiction can get themselves out. And even if you don't notice how bad it is, if you think you're surviving by drinking every day or smoking weed every day, you know, I know it's legal in California, but I personally don't believe that smoking weed is healthy. I strongly believe that it clouds your mind. Even if you smoke at night, you're sluggish the next day. Now, can you imagine, you know, being a car salesman, doing cocaine at lunchtime? How bad that affects your mind? And you're not able to perform at your highest level. You're not able to really enjoy the passion of a sale. You're not able to enjoy what you can do with your money and with your free time, because you're stuck on these fucking drugs. No matter if it's alcohol, if it's weed, if it's cocaine, if it's crystal meth, or if it's freaking heroin. You gotta figure out how to break free of this bad addiction and just being stuck in this dungeon. The best advice I can give you is realize that you need that help, seek the help, because you have a way better life ahead of you that's just waiting for you to take control of it. Once I became successful, after suffering so many years of addiction, I'm a perfect example of how you can escape that horrible lifestyle and the terrible addictions. And let me tell you that there's just so much ahead of you. You're gonna have an advantage over everybody else that's never been there, because you're gonna appreciate life more than anybody else. So make sure that you like and subscribe and comment below if there's anything that I personally can do to help you. I'll see you next time. I'll see you very soon.